Look around you. Right now, you're living inside a hidden business model. It's this invisible architecture that affects almost every single person alive. Honestly, it doesn't matter what country you live in, what language you speak, or what you do for a living. If you interact with the modern digital world at all, you're participating in a highly sophisticated trillion-dollar exchange. In this explainer, we're going to explore this modern currency of focus. We'll look deeply inside the attention economy and strip away all those shiny interfaces to reveal the psychological machinery underneath. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Netflix. You're likely already part of the system, because these modern titans, they aren't just competing for your wallet anymore. The battleground has shifted entirely. They're competing for something far more valuable and, well, far more intimate. They're competing for your attention. See, in the past, a business wanted to sell you a product, take your money, and just let you go about your day. That transaction had a clear end point. But today, the most powerful entities on the planet absolutely do not want you to go about your day. They want your eyes on their screens, your mind engaged with their feeds, and your time entirely consumed. Imagine a digital landscape where there are literally millions of videos, millions of posts, and millions of websites, all desperate to be seen. Every single day, we create more data than a human could consume in a lifetime. But every human being on Earth shares a hard, absolute biological limit, 24 hours a day. You just can't manufacture more time. You cannot optimize your way out of needing to sleep, eat, and live. And that right there is the core of the problem. Content has become infinite, but our cognitive capacity to consume that content, it's remained exactly the same since the dawn of humanity. And this brilliantly illustrates the fundamental economic tension of our time. Information is infinite and abundant, but human attention is strictly capped. And as you might know, in any market throughout the entire history of the world, when a resource suddenly becomes scarce, it becomes incredibly valuable. When you apply macroeconomic theory to human behavior, you start to understand that focus is no longer just a cognitive state, it's a tradable commodity. In this ocean of limitless digital noise, the literal only bottleneck to corporate growth is the human capacity to pay attention. So capturing that finite attention becomes the ultimate economic prize. This scarcity gave birth to an entirely new kind of market, the attention economy. It's a highly optimized system where platforms capture your attention as a raw material just to be monetized. For decades, traditional companies sold you goods and services. But here, tech giants realized a quiet, incredibly profitable truth. If they can capture your focus, they can package it and sell it. In this ecosystem, the content you watch is actually just the bait. The attention you give is the product, and you are the resource. The platform isn't providing a service to you, it's providing you to a buyer. Section 1. The true customer. Okay, so to truly understand this trillion-dollar industry, we first have to identify who is actually doing the buying and the selling. Think deeply about advertising for a moment. If a billboard stands in an empty forest, it has absolutely zero value, right? But put that exact same billboard in Times Square, and suddenly it's worth millions. Why? Because of the density of human attention directed toward it. These platforms don't actually sell content. As a user, you are rarely the real customer. Instead, the platforms harvest your screen time, and advertisers buy access to your eyeballs. It's this massive, silent transaction happening every single time you open it up. When you tap a screen and consume a post, your exact moment of focus is being auctioned off in real time to the highest bidder. Section 2. The engagement machine. Because if attention creates revenue, these companies don't just need some of your focus. They need all of it, always more. So welcome to the weapons of engagement. Infinite scrolling, autoplay, personalized recommendations, persistent alerts. None of these user interface features are accidents. They are deliberate, heavily engineered systems designed specifically to eliminate what psychologists call stopping cues. A stopping cue is basically a natural signal that it's time to move on to a new task. By systematically removing these cues through frictionless design, the platform ensures you literally never have a moment to reconsider your choices. In this economy, every extra minute you stay on a platform creates more space for ads, deeper engagement metrics, and ultimately a lot more profit for the architects of the system. Imagine your phone vibrates right now in your pocket. Instantly, your brain becomes curious. You really can't help it. Who messaged me? What just happened? Even if you try to ignore it, a small part of your cognitive processing power has been instantly hijacked. The vibration is like a modern siren call. It breaks your concentration and creates this completely artificial sense of urgency. Now, what's really interesting here is asking, what did I miss? This rapid-fire anticipation isn't just an emotion. It physically triggers the dopamine reward systems inside your brain. It's a concept known in behavioral psychology as variable ratio reinforcement, which, by the way, is the exact same mechanism that makes slot machines so deeply addictive. You don't know what the notification is, or who it's from, or if it's even important, but the sheer possibility of a reward literally forces you to check. The platforms understand this human biology extremely well. These tiny, seemingly harmless notifications pull you back repeatedly throughout the day until giving them your attention becomes a deeply ingrained subconscious reflex rather than an actual conscious choice.
And once you're pulled back into the app, you enter the entrapment cycle. Think about it. Years ago, media had natural endings. You finished reading a chapter, a television broadcast concluded, a newspaper ran out of pages, and then you just left. Today, the concept of an ending has been completely eradicated. You scroll, more content appears. You scroll again, more appears. The infinite scroll isn't just lines of random code. It's a deliberate behavioral trap designed to ensure the experience never feels complete, essentially paralyzing your ability to disengage. It actively exploits the human brain's natural desire to seek completion, keeping you suspended in this endless loop of consumption.
Section 3. The algorithmic optimizer. You see, human psychology alone isn't quite enough to sustain a trillion-dollar industry. They need systems that can learn. A lot of people casually assume that algorithms are simply designed to help users find what they want. But actually, scratch that, it's more like a carefully curated illusion. Ultimately, these algorithmic models are built to constantly learn and adapt in real time. They function like massive automated A/B tests being run continuously on human psychology. They learn what makes you click, they monitor the exact microsecond you lose interest, they track what keeps you enraged or engaged, and then, with just ruthless efficiency, they deliver exactly what's needed to keep your attention perfectly optimized. The longer you stay in their ecosystem, the more they learn about your vulnerabilities. And the more they learn, the more they earn. Section 4. The invisible infrastructure. Let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about a few social media apps anymore. Attention has actually become the underlying infrastructure for modern society. Most of these platforms feel entirely free to use, which creates a really dangerous blind spot for us. So the crucial point to remember is this: if you're not paying with money, you may be paying with attention. Your time, your focus, your behavioral data. That is the real currency being exchanged in the shadows. We've essentially traded our conscious awareness for access to digital convenience, all without ever signing a contract that explicitly stated those terms. Entire sectors of the modern global economy now depend completely on this captured attention. Social media, streaming platforms, 24-hour news networks, gaming, the multi-billion-dollar digital advertising industry. All of these sectors rely on the steady, uninterrupted flow of human focus just to survive. To put that into perspective, billions of dollars move through these systems daily. This system is so vast that it now dictates what news you see, what products you buy, and even how political elections are shaped around the world. Attention is literally no longer just a measure of focus. It's a highly liquid, incredibly powerful asset that shapes reality itself. The most powerful companies in the world understand this core equation perfectly. They don't necessarily want your money first, they want your attention. Because attention leads to influence. Influence creates opportunity, and opportunity generates money. Whoever controls the flow of human focus basically controls the direction of human behavior. Whether it's through targeted advertising, subscription funnels, direct product sales, or harvesting your psychological profile to sell to data brokers, attention serves as the master key to all other business models. Without it, the entire digital economy just collapses. Once you truly understand that your focus is a currency, you start seeing your screens, your apps, and your daily habits very differently. They're not merely tools waiting passively for your command. They're heavily engineered extraction machines, relentlessly working to harvest your most finite resource. So the next time you open a free app and effortlessly begin to scroll, ask yourself, what else are they selling that you cannot see?
This is CorpFile, inside the world of big brands. Subscribe to explore the real stories behind the companies that shape our world.